Hey, what's up guys, it's Sky, welcome back to the channel. Well, we're going to be real quick with this. These are the weapons that you should be using in zombies. Number one, this is not based on like the best gun rated, but I will give you the top 5. So you could be using the 5th gun in my list and it could be the number 1 for you. So it just depends on your playstyle. For me, I found out that with the Odin's pretty good, especially with the duplex ammo, and then you have double tap. You're basically shooting 4 bullets, but the ammo does become a problem. So I still feel like a bit 50-50 with it, but it still does good damage, and it hasn't really, I wouldn't say it's brought me down until now. So far I'm still using it and it feels good. Another really good option is the SKS. This is really good, especially if you're able to get headshots on the zombies. But the only downside is you have to keep spamming the power button, or rather the firing button, and that is the really bad part about things, because sometimes you might need to slide and it may cause a movement problem if you're a mobile user. Obviously for a tablet you have enough space to do all of it, so I would recommend the SKS. And another good option is the DLQ. Now, the DLQ does phenomenal damage. You can take things with scope very precisely from far or close. If you can easily learn how to quick scope even, but unless you, I wouldn't say to a complete extent in MP, but you'll get used to the aim time and just a bit of, I guess, training time if you want to learn how to quick scope or fast scope in easier terms with a sniper. MIP light barrel, obviously I have a loadout for this. Well, I did. Well, we're using the right tech then, which is also another good option. And obviously you go completely fast ADS because you don't need to be accurate. The accuracy depends on you, and there's not many players hitting you, so there's lesser like hit flinch opportunities. Number 4 would probably be the crossbow. This is by far one of the most shocking weapons that I've actually found out about, because there was a video on YouTube of a person who uploaded them literally annihilating a boss so quickly with the crossbow on level 5 with double tap, because the crossbow has 1 bolt, right? But when it gets to level 5, it has 2 bolts in the chamber, and if you have double tap, that just increases the damage times 2. And this thing is capable of doing 12,000 to the head, and now you're sending 2 bullets. It's a pretty wild like weapon. The only downside is the ammo runs out. It doesn't have many bullets in the chamber. There's only 1 bolt until you reach level 5, then it's just 2, but still you only fire it as 1 bullet. So use it like a sniper, sure, it's good. But otherwise, if you're on like the AR side, I only have the Creek 6 here because I'm just trying to mess around with it, trying to learn how like the spray and everything is. So you could possibly do such guns. Obviously the Kilo is kind of undersided here with 48 damage compared to all the other guns. The M13 obviously I wouldn't do again. So another good mention is probably the M16. I haven't used it, but according to the damage it should be good. Very good. Now a lot of people would tell you to get shotguns. I will say don't get shotguns because your survival rate literally drops. You have to be close to do maximum damage, and you don't want to be close to zombies, especially not in higher rounds, and when you're playing modes like Endless, you do not want to be using shotguns, at least not in the later rounds. Because once you get stuck, you either need to have a full auto shotgun, such as the Jack 12 and Echo, which many people have been saying you should use. Once again, I will still tell you don't use these things because they spray your bullets. Most of the time the accuracy is not there. Most of the people would depend on hip firing because they don't want to aim in and it's faster. Understandable, but still, you aim and the bullets get spread so much that most of the time you're wasting your bullets in just spraying them in the air and if you were hitting the zombies in front of you. So, in my opinion, you shouldn't be using shotguns. And that is the 5, but there is one more, and this I'm pretty sure I shouldn't be saying, but it's the ray gun. Obviously, the ray gun overpowers in everything, whether you're in hardcore, normal, or endless. It's the best. Now, just to get things really quick, I will go into normal, and I'll show you guys how to start up the Easter egg, and basically what you should be doing to get the new boss. Now, I am doing this in normal, and the boss is only available in hardcore, and it might take quite a while if I don't have a good team with me. So, let's try showing you how the Easter egg is done in normal, because there'll be much more control. And yeah, I think this should be really cool, because this is basically how the first zombies was. Not Undead Siege, classic zombies. This is it, and this is how it was. And this is pretty nice. Like, I'm pretty happy with how it's come out, and I think the only thing I'm not happy about is that they didn't release many maps. They only gave out one map for this season, which I think is kind of okay because they kind of save for next season, I think, maybe. Or maybe they've just cancelled other maps, I don't know. But according to rumors and like posts on Reddit, we're supposed to have gotten more than Numa. This is Numa, and basically there was a map called Transit, which in the PlayStation days, you would basically need to go on a bus and it takes you around 3 maps, but it's one whole big map, like a BR, but for zombies. And it was pretty fun. So I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to see that. It would be really nice to see that they're actually working on it. That would be good to know. But so far, I'm happy with the zombies. I like the classes and all the things that we kind of get. So this is the very first thing. These are parts for the elevator. You need to pick up 2. There's usually 3. You can find one there, you could find one there. And they're literally just everywhere. In this area, particularly. Also upstairs. I'm pretty sure, yep, right here, one in the corner. So you only need 2. I've picked up 3, and I think that's the maximum that they actually spawn. As you see, 1 out of 2, and then it's done. And no matter what mode you're in, it'll always be 2 repairs. So I think that's one thing that changed, because before, back in the day, I'm pretty sure the hardcore one had 3 parts, and that is why we have 3 parts that drop out. So this is one of the machines. They're a part of the Easter egg. It doesn't do much, it just plays a little audio. Okay. I really like Lutofen. Very nostalgic to hear his voice every time. So, how do we start the little Easter egg? It's literally 2 steps. Number 1 is that you get through the elevator, which I've shown you how to get the parts. Number 2 is that you come into this room when it's safe, because it's really hard to control here if you're not really skilled. And you want to read this. It's right there. It's an experiment diary. Once you read that, you want to proceed to shooting these plants. Now, if you can't shoot them from outside, get in the crate and shoot them, because sometimes I think the bullets just glitch. So you want to kill all of them, even on the other side. And especially when you see that green vapor, that means that one's not going to grow back. And I think this should be the last one. Okay, as you guys see, it was glitched a bit, and there we go. And we got a max ammo. Okay, I'll take that. That's pretty new. So, once you've done that, I think it's probably because I'm not in hardcore and gave me a max ammo because of that. That's pretty good to know. So if you're in hardcore, after that, you want to come into this room, right here to this machine, and there'll be a button that says start. Once you start that, the current boss that you see right now on the top will be changed to Jaburko. Or basically who we call Groot. I'm not even kidding. He looks like Groot. Just a zombified version. And really big. So yeah. He is quite hard to deal with if you don't have a skilled team. And this is also why my pistol is doing great damage because of my class. Poltergeist gives pistols extra damage, and that is also when you want to use a crossbow because it annihilates, because the crossbow is part of a pistol category. So 100% you want to get a crossbow and poltergeist once it's available. Try it out. You will see how much damage you do. It's pretty ridiculous. But always read the class that you currently have. So if you're on the medkit, it is not a bad class. It's a very good class. If your teammates go down, you could drop that machine and you instantly pick them up. So when the zombies not completely kill, but they down your teammates and they're just on the ground, like with their pistols, you drop the machine, just like in BR, on the ground, on them or right next to them, and if they're in that green circle, they'll get picked up and you don't need to go onto them and click revive. Like, see this machine? If one of us went down, we'll be picked up, basically. So this is OP, and I've seen a lot of people waste it, like right now, the way he did, and another person in there. That's pretty wasteful because, one, you should be using that for saving the teammates and not for yourself. And if you really want to use it for yourself, it's when you're actually stuck. If you feel like you're ever getting stuck, drop the machine and start shooting around you, because you basically can't die when you're in that machine's barrier, or like the little circle, I would say, or the radius. So keep that in mind. The sentry gun class is pretty mediocre in my opinion. I completely do not like it. I'm not fond of it. And I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. I do recommend Poltergeist and I do recommend Medic. Those are two great classes. I just don't see the purpose of the sentry gun ever working. Maybe if your teammates have a sentry gun, maybe it helps, but considerably for an individual approach, don't do sentry guns. You'd rather have the med kit when you're ever in a serious situation. It'll save you. Are they waiting for me to do this? Because I'm not going to do the quest. So if you do these quests, you get crates. These crates will give you shards of certain items, and basically you get 100 shards and you get the weapon. They're mostly epics, the ones that need shards, and they're really nice. My zombie level is also high enough, but not so high to where I want something, which is obviously the new pistol, well, rather rebranded, named pistol, which is a J358 Scorpion, precisely. Before it was called Abomination, and it's confirmed, they changed the name. God knows why, maybe it was something to do with the game files, or maybe they just thought that the skin looks more like a scorpion. And yes, the boss that we currently see is how we refer to as Abomination, who is the scorpion. So both the names kind of make sense. And the tree dude is called Jaboko. I don't really know, or I've never actually seen a name COD is given him. Like, we have Scorpion, but I've never actually known if he's actually just a tree mutant. God knows what he is. But he's pretty cool. I like his attacks and stuff. They're very chaotic. They can kill players easily. Obviously, you want to be very skilled. And you should always have, and I repeat, you should always have a sniper. Or something that does a lot of damage. And okay, I hate that it brings me this way because I could still go that way. Collect all scattered documents. Okay. This should be a good example of how hot this area gets. It is pretty wild. Okay, so it's inside. So these documents will be on the ground, as I've done this task before. a million times. So I will show you. They look just like those little files there, as you guys see right here. And you just pick them up and move on to finding another one. If you guys are wondering why the Switchblade just annihilates, it's because of the Poltergeist class. Pistols and SMGs are boosted, hence why the pistol can still kill at this time. As you guys see, it does great still. And also this is easy, or rather normal. So it shouldn't be like that much of armor that they have. Okay, so to look for more pages, they're usually around either here, yes, 3, 4, and is there one here? Nice. 5, very last one right there. Okay. So usually what I would do is I would wait to get points with the zombies and then pick up the last document when the task's like very close to ending. That's just how you maximize points, but that's for like a really sweaty crew. But you guys don't need to do all of that. Sometimes it's better to just get over with rounds, because sometimes if you take too long, I'm pretty sure in Endless there's a timer. In Hardcore I don't think there's much of a timer, besides the rounds getting overwhelming and yeah, you die to the boss. That's the only thing. That's good to see. That's also one of the nostalgic things. Kaboom. That's our version of the nuke, by the way. And when I mean our, I mean the zombie players. The way we can get nukes in MP, we already had nukes in zombies. Not new to us. And no, they weren't really called nukes, they're just called kabooms. So there's various perks that you can get. Kaboom gives you 400 points and it kills all the zombies. Bonus points looks like a little gold coin on the ground. Don't paralyze too much on it, it only gives you 400 points, it doesn't do anything else. Double points, if you do see a 2x on the ground, prioritize on it because it will maximize a lot of money only if you kill during that period. So usually pick double points when you know there's like a really good train like this and you can easily kill, and you'll double your points very easily. In no time you'll be really high up. Okay. So how do you control this area for hard or endless? Run with your knife. Most of the time it's better to do this. Get them all around. Don't ever get stuck on that door, because if you do, you are dead. I don't even know why people do this, but okay. As you guys see, there it is. That's bonus points. It just looks like a coin, as I mentioned. Obviously, double tap is the little perk that you see down there. The red one, that's the one that's also giving me a boosted damage. And it's now time to have done this by now. But I'm pretty sure we haven't found the part yet. And this will be bad news. Because, yep, one's here. And I won't be able to make it to the other, so that's the bad news. Okay, the good news is, I am prepared for this somehow because I do have a backup weapon. And we should be fine. Right. Okay, I just heard a cat outside. And finally that, okay. And now we wait. I do wish I got Juggernog, which would be nice. But I don't believe any of the other doors are open. Right, this one is. But we're already going. Okay, that's fine. This is why we're also doing normal. And this should be easy, relatively. So here's Abomination. He was an easy zombie back in the day, and he still is an easy zombie today. Even in hardcore, I don't really find him to be stressing.
Wait, what?
24 damage. It's probably because he has armor on still. Okay, let's get that armor off.
Incarnation of these creatures. You cannot escape this distortion. Perhaps try something with magician or to get through that shed. Maybe a launcher. Or you could chip away. Hey, you do you.
Right, so these skulls also do damage when they explode. So you don't ever want to get like close to them or let them get close to you. That is why I also say you need to have a good team, because Jaboko summons a lot more than this one does. So if you can't handle the skulls from this one, I would suggest training a bit and practicing how to actually kill the skulls way faster as soon as they spawn. Did I just hear an Odin? Because that's actually good to hear in this mode. Okay. Time to show you the absurd amount of damage that it does. Okay, so 2,800 right now, and it's not even Pack-a-Punch. And I do have double tap, so it's doing also double the damage, not really I think, unless I did have it on level 5. I think that's when it would do double damage. Ooh, that's nice. Don't mind if I do. So this is why I use Poltergeist. You could be this close to this dude and be fine. He's immune, wasn't he? Yep, he was immune. Which is fine, because that just tells us he's going in the ground. And here they come again. I guess the bullet speed's quite good enough then. Ah, no, don't hit me. .24. Nope, bullet speed still needs to be a bit in front. Yep. Okay, 7,200. Yep, his armor is gone. I think it's when he lifts his head up is when I can actually do massive damage to him. If I'm not wrong. Yep, 7,200 now. So, yep, from 24 to 50. Okay, so when he stands up is when you need to start using your crossbows. That is something I haven't actually monitored, because most of the time we're just spray and train, and the team is good, so you don't even need to be worried about such stuff. Skulls again, with his little dance. Okay, don't do what I did. Don't try and crossbow the skulls, you will miss. And see, these things are dangerous. The eggs, they will hit you, and you always want them dead. Please don't gas me. He did. And I don't have Juggernaut, so I'm trying to also make sure that I'm not dead. That would be really bad. And there we go. Well, that's basically Abomination and zombies. And I'm pretty sure the Easter eggs should be easy. As I did mention, guys, it's just 2 steps, so don't be too worried about it. It only works in hardcore. So if you try it in endless, if you try it in normal and it doesn't work, that's why. So if you want to see Jaboko, you gotta go hardcore, and this probably would take longer, and just to maximize on that, I did normal. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to stay tuned. I will drop the Battle Pass video soon, and you guys will see what are the weapons that we have. As you guys already have seen from the preview over here, I do have the level 50 tier already, and I'll give you guys a sneak peek. It is Damascus, but that is it. So yes, you could expect this in the next video.